The SLO Pickleball Club has purchased a Lobster ball machine so that members can use it to improve their pickleball skills. Since the Lobster is expensive and can be confusing to first operate, we have created this video to provide an orientation on how to set up and how to use the Lobster. The Lobster can eject balls at up to 60 miles per hour in a straight path to simulate serves and ground strokes, as well as to create lobs. It can shoot balls as quickly as every 2 seconds and can move the balls from side to side on the court. Because of its velocity, it can be very dangerous if you're not careful when using it or just being around it. When the Lobster is powered, do not stand directly in front of it. Do not put your face in front of it. Do not look into the rotating wheels to try to remove jam balls from the wheels. Remember, turn off the power when doing any of these activities. The Lobster can be rolled onto the court and placed at various locations on the court using its navigating wheels. You can simulate a variety of shots by changing its location, its direction, the speed of the ball setting, and the angle it ejects balls. You can also change the time between ejected balls. When stored, the Lobster uses its ball hopper as a cover or a top lid. To configure the Lobster for use, remove the ball hopper and turn it upside down back onto the Lobster so it can be used as the repository for balls. Once you have located the Lobster on the court, you will need to configure the various settings on the control panel, which is located on the back of the Lobster. Other than the power switch, the most used controls will be feed, speed, and spin. Feed controls how frequently the balls are ejected from the Lobster. They can be ejected as frequently as every 2 seconds or as slowly as 12 seconds between balls. Every 6 to 8 seconds is usually a good setting for skill practice, while every 2 to 4 seconds will provide a great workout. The speed control sets the velocity of the ball as it is ejected from the Lobster. The higher the number, the faster the ball is ejected. 40 is often a good starting setting. Setting at 60 is quite fast. Spin allows for simulating either underspin or a slice, or no spin, or top spin. Many balls from players have a little bit of top spin, so a setting of +1 would be pretty normal. However, to help you develop the ability to respond to slices and the top spin, you can set this as extreme. It is good to be able to develop the ability to see the ball's movement in the air and anticipate the spin of the ball when it hits or received. The horizontal and remote switches in the control panel are generally not changed. The remote switch should be in the on position, and the horizontal switch should be in the off position. Once you have located where you want to place the Lobster and set its initial feed, speed, and spin settings, you'll want to power on the Lobster to confirm that balls are being ejected and landing as you desired. After turning the power button on, the Lobster will take around 20 seconds to warm up and start ejecting balls. You will most likely want to stop the Lobster from throwing balls as you finalize the configuration. You can do that using the remote control.
So if you want to pause it, press it to stop.
The remote control has 2 buttons, feed and sweep. The feed button starts and stops the feeding of balls from the Lobster onto the court. After power on, a press of the feed button will stop the feeding of balls. A second press will resume the lobster ejecting balls. The sweep button controls the side-to-side oscillation or sweep of the lobster. The initial press of the sweep button starts the oscillation similar to a fan. A second press stops the lobster at the direction when the button was pressed. So you can easily use the sweep button to control a fixed direction of the lobster or to start continuous oscillation. The final adjustment will be the elevation or angle of attack as the balls are ejected from the lobster. The elevation angle is the angle between the ground and the direction the ball is ejected from the lobster. Higher angles simulate a lob, lower angles a more straight-on shot. The elevation is set using a small black knob on the side of the lobster. Pull out on the knob and turn it to change the elevation angle. It is the combination of the elevation and the speed of the ball that can simulate most shots. So to summarize, you want to take the lobster and move it to your desired position. Then remove the top cover, turn it over, and place it back on the lobster as the ball hopper. Add balls to the hopper. Go to the control panel and set your feed, speed, and spin. Then set the elevation or the angle, set the direction, then power on the lobster, stop the feed with the remote and see how it's working, and then refine your settings and begin your drills.